And we're live. All right. Hopefully, all of the BS internet stuff is done. There was no message this morning saying, "Hey, we're going to be messing with your internet another full day." So that's something. After 5 o'clock yesterday, it seemed like it was working, and so I stayed on or jumped on. Did about a 45-minute writing video yesterday. Got about 1,100 words in yesterday, so I was happy with that. But Monday was a bust, and I'm going to get some. I want to get in some words today. I've gotten some words in already today, but I want to get some more words in. So, starting a new project for Patreon, a new book, one chapter a month. Played with that this morning. Got about almost 500 words on that written already today. So I'm happy. I'm happy with that. Let me write some things down here. All right, I've written things down now. What's up, Lorraine? Glad you weren't here yesterday or the day before, Lorraine, because I was cursing up a storm. So angry. It's not like waking up on a Monday morning, sit down and like, all right, I'm going to get some stuff in. I got to do emails first. Oh, my internet is out. So I say to my wife, can you check and see what they're doing? Oh, yeah, they're doing what do you call it? They're doing there's a problem. They're working on some problem in the area today, and it'll be done. And then she got an update right before she went back to work right before she went to work saying basically it'll be spotty all day. And it was literally all day. At like 10:30, it's fine. 10:30 to 11:45, I got a lot done. I didn't get any writing in. I was like, oh, I'll wait. I got emails. I got other stuff I'm doing. I get everything done. I log on here at like 10 of noon. And right when it hits noon, it shuts off again. And I got like 8 minutes in, and I was so angry. And I was like, well, I'm going to go read. And then I'm got to take a shower. We're going to her aunt's in Gainesville. We're going to have dinner with them. So, and then yesterday, get up, not working. Oh, they're upgrading for speedier connection. That was the thing yesterday. I'm like, you're doing this on a Monday and a Tuesday. People work from home. Do this. I don't know. Do this overnight. Pay somebody to do this overnight when nobody is on. So yesterday was the same thing. I was like, I didn't even attempt. But by about 4:30, it came back on, completely came back on. And I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to try this at like, say, after 5, because they can't be working on it, right? You've literally done this for like 8 or 9 hours today. And it worked. And I got some writing in yesterday, and it has been fine. Wake up this morning and say to my wife, any new messages? Are they upgrading something again today? And she said, no, there's nothing. Xfinity is not sending us messages at all. And so far, knock on wood, it's working. So, but I was just so annoyed yesterday. But I did finish. I finished reading that book. Chad and I were both buddy reading, and I loved it. Did a video of it this morning and posted it up. So that answers your question, hopefully, Lorraine. Charlie in the house. Can't believe it was the first one on today. Keith must be. Keith, I messaged. He commented. So I thought for sure he would. I told him I'd be on at noon. I figured for sure he would be like, boom, right on. All right, says that's great, Armand. I finished another chapter this morning. Only 4 left. Nice, very nice. You can sue them for messing with your blood pressure. Yeah, pretty much. My wife was yesterday. She's like, I'm going to go to work. Can you just hold off for like 5 minutes, screaming and yelling? I'm like, you better hurry up. You better get out of here with those dogs because I am going to be screaming and yelling. And I was just not cool at all. And I know the lady across the street. I know she also works from home. She does IT stuff from home. So I'm like, I'm sure she was uh, uh, freaking annoyed as well. Lorena asks, how's your short story collection going, Charlie? Yeah, Charlie. Choice has gone pretty well. Just gone back over each story as I put them into the document. There are a couple that were never published or beta read that I may hire an editor to go over. There you go. There you go. Ergo. And the new folks, what's everybody working on today? I'm working on the first chapter of a new Patreon only book that will start up in a week or so. And I'll probably also put it on Substack under the paid thing. Maybe I'll get some paid people reading it over there. Who can say? And also my the Gothic Noir thriller. What are you working on now, Chad? Sounds good. I read your latest story yesterday and I plan on giving it a reread. Nice. Hamburgers, for some reason, does not have a D in the middle of it. That's weird. Tristan says, thanks, Ryan. What did you think? It's pretty different from most of my work. I got to finish reading. I started it and then the internet went out. But I'll have to get back to it. Ooh, burping. After starting a bunch of different half-written projects this past week, I settled on finishing the sequel to 3 Smile Mile, a Cake Donaldson journey. Oh, nice. Chad's going to be spitting out sequels like crazy, left and right, right and left. Come on. I may just write sequels to the sequels. There you go. And then prequels to the sequels to the prequels. I'm going to be interviewing Emma Bennett, a subscriber, on Monday. She's a traditionally published romance author from the UK. Nice. There's Keith. Better hope that the Tigers' momentum keeps going. My thing is, if the Red Sox are going to stay in last place, just keep losing. Just keep losing. That there's no, we're going to make a run for that last wild card spot. We're going to hold steady. We're not going to trade some of these veterans, blah, blah, blah. I would rather just, you know what, let's just give up on this season and trade for some prospects and move along. Tigers still have a few teams to jump over, but they're not really that far out of it. So, yeah, Lorraine just dove right in. The Tigers won 2. They're 4-6 in their last 10, but they're no longer in last place. Kansas City is below them now. Let's see where they are on the wild card hunt. 6.5 back. Red Sox right in front of them. You get 6 teams in front of you. That's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. When the Rays Tigers series started, we Rays were number 2, but we're killing them. Yeah. That's the problem with the Rays. They are so streaky. Yeah, they've lost it. Tampa Bay is 3-7 their last 10. The problem is the Yankees are 6-4. Yankees are only a game back. Ugh. I don't like that at all. I don't like the Yankees. I'm not a fan of the Houston Astros. Not a fan of the St. Louis Cardinals. Those 3 teams I hope always lose. That's just my personal. Keith has got another ejection from the dark, so I have 14 stories from my cryptid collection. Probably should have titled the collection Rejects from the Dark. Almost all of them have been passed on by them. You know what, dude? Just keep sending. Eventually, law of averages. You get something in there. Ryan says, I'm going to try using StreamYard to do the interview, but I have no clue what I'm doing. Sorry about the rejection, Keith. Charlie says, why Astros and Cardinals? Okay, I'm going to tell you. Obviously, I'm a Red Sox fan, so I absolutely hate the Yankees. Absolutely. I used to hate the Mets, but they really haven't been relevant in, I don't know, since 1986. No big deal. The Astros, I just don't like their players. Uh, all those guys just seem really arrogant, and then the cheating scandal really turned me off to them. Plus, my ex had an affair with one of their assistant trainers about, I don't know, 20, 25 years ago. So I'm really not an Astros fan. Cardinals, I just don't like them. And I think it's because the couple of people that I'm friends with that like them are just so 100% like how great they are. And I'm like, the Red Sox completely beat the crap out of them in the World Series. You remember that? So I just root against those teams. Everybody else is like, whatever. I understand the Dodgers are just going to win it the next 10 years. I get it. Whatever. Trish says, I had another from them too, Keith. Also had two from Clarksville the last couple of weeks. I still have one at Clarksville that they have not knocked me back. And I got an acceptance. I don't want to brag, but I got an acceptance from where? Where did I get an acceptance from? Oh, from Bullet Points, a 750-word flash fiction piece that they said will be published in 2027. He's already pretty much filled for this year. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. It says, I need to find a secondary team to root for just in case the Tigers have to pull out early. Yeah. I root for the Tigers because of my dad. My dad was a massive Tigers fan. So I will root for them, which I probably should stop because I'm really a mush. I really jinx them. Keith says 6 chapters away from the end on that which is true cannot be. Spoiler alert. I'm like, spoiler. You just ruined the whole book. Your mom loves the Yankees, doesn't she? Yeah, we grew up in New Jersey. My mother and my brother are huge Yankee fans. But and all my friends growing up were Yankee fans, except for 1986, when I was 16 years old and the Mets were in the World Series. Then suddenly everybody was a Mets fan. I was still a Red Sox fan. Or he says, yay. There's Tom. Remember when flash fiction was actually flash fiction and not 1,000-word stories? Yeah. Yeah, the one I just got published was, or am getting published, I guess, next year, 750 words. There are still a lot of them, but basically it's like anything up to 1,000 words, we're considering flash fiction. I like writing those at like 500 words. That's a good sweet spot for flash fiction for me. Lorraine says, I'm tickled beyond measure that you guys are reading my book. Thanks, Keith, for telling me all is well so far with it. Frank says, hello, Mario Van Peebles. How you all doing? We are honored to be here tonight. Whoa, yeah. Frank Edler in the house, ladies, gentlemen. But anyway, so I'm getting some words in. I've only been writing for 12 years, but I always thought flash fiction was like up to like 1,000 words. Hey, Frank. Yeah, that was back in the 90s. That 500 words used to be the no more than 500 words, and obviously they've moved it. Yeah, Tom remembers up to 500 words. Chez says not Southern enough, Frank. I just pre-ordered a book that comes out in October. It's like the best Southern literature 2026, something along those lines. I forget what the name of it is. Anyway, it's got a new Ron Rash short story in it. I guess it was published somewhere, but Yeah, I'll see the. See what the name of it is. New Stories from the South, 2026. It comes out in October. October 6th. So I don't have it yet. Choices, and I've seen some places cap flash at 1,200 and 1,500. I think it flashes as 1,000 max. Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand why, because they're basically like, we don't know what we're going to call this. It's not a short story, but it is a short story. If you're writing 1,000 words or more, it's a short story. Are there particular rules for flash fiction? I'm a total newbie to reading it. I've only read 2 or 3, and one of them was by Charlie. Yeah, don't go by Charlie. No, it's just it's the length. It's got to be a story, though. It's not a scene. That's what a lot of people forget. They write a scene, and it's like, no, you don't write. You're writing a story, a beginning, middle, and an end. Chess says, I write flash novels. Yes. Chad, you write novellas or novelettes? No, novelettes are shorter than what you write. Frank says, is there an official sanctioning body that decides what word counts constitute which label describes the length of the story? No, that's why all the publishers are all over the place. You just got to look at their guidelines, because I'll have got people that are like, yeah, we're going to do short stories. I mean, we're going to do flash fiction up to 1,500 words. And I'm like, oh, I have a short story that's 1,200 words. We'll call this a flash fiction piece. I don't care. Ray says, you do indeed, Chad. That works out great for me. Yeah, this, The God of the Woods that me and Chad, I don't know if he finished with. I finished it yesterday, did a review, posted it up today. That was 478 pages, 460, whatever it was. A pretty thick book. Very good. Looking forward to the Netflix series coming soon. All good. Let me write a little bit. Nope. Oh, Frank. Self-published works probably don't end up on such lists, huh? Technically, they do if you can prove how many books you sell. Like her book, that book is like 38 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list. You're normally not going to hit that. And obviously, you're selling thousands and thousands of books to get on that list. So, if you're selling enough books to get on that list, then it's going to be like certain authors, like Andy Weir, and you're going to sell so many books independently that you get picked up by a big publisher. The numbers equal 100 is Drabble, 1 to 15 is Flash, which I don't agree with. 1 to 5 to 10 is a short story. 10 and a half to 17 novelette. 17 to 39 novella. Everything after is just cocaine med. So I think anything under 50, I consider a novella. And some publishers as well. There's Haas. Haas says, I thought flash fiction was about guys in trench coats. I didn't want to read about stuff like that. Yeah, especially when Charlie's writing it. Charlie says, you'll probably sell enough books that you won't have to self-publish your next one. Yeah. Man, you were loud today. She had a run-in with the temporary dog this morning. Went after her, growling and snapping at her. She's like, "F you." She started hissing back and swinging sharp claws at the dog. But hopefully somebody will want this dog soon enough and we won't have it here anymore. That would be really nice. Get a little sick of this dog being here. I've been very cool about it, but enough already. Well, I said I don't think I can get enough sales traction to get the attention of an agent. Chad says novel length usually depends on the genre. Anything over 40K in horror is a novel. I believe that's also how the HWR. Yeah, I'm sure they still do. I don't think horror novels should be 100,000 words. I think 50,000 words on a horror novel is a sweet spot. I know 63,000 words on a crime thriller is the sweet spot. I'm sure. I think romance is like 85. Fantasy is 5 million words. For instance, I bought my cowgirl hat, so I'm getting ready to do my promotional video for you. I just need to finish your story first. Just do not put a mustache on. Yeah. You know what though? If you look cute in it, I'll give you a pass on. And I don't mind cowboy and cowgirl hats as much as don't wear like a big giant beach floppy hat. I think an 800,000 word hard novelette is the perfect size, and I know exactly who you're referring to when you bring that up. Guess everybody's going to StokerCon. You guys have fun. You guys have fun kissing each other's butts. Tracy, it looks like my collection is going to end up being 63,000 words, 15 stories. Nice. Frank says, yes, Chuck Booty. Chuck Booty, do not wear a cowboy hat to my house. Stokers are a doddle. How my husband wouldn't always agree, Haas. Because Haas said she's too kind. Just catch it. I like how they just kind of drop in randomly for me sometimes. Or the words are wrong. Book awards are stupid. You look great in a cowboy hat. Yeah. 15 stories is a hearty size collection. I'm ready to read it. Here's the problem. Here's my problem with the Stoker Awards and the HWA. And I'm just going to say it. And I know people are going to be like, you're wrong. And I don't care. Armand's opinion. When I was a member of HWA for many years, and we used to have the World Horror Convention, which I loved. And we were, I think in Atlanta was the last one I went to before basically the HWA more or less killed the World Horror Awards because they wanted to do StokerCon. They didn't want to do the Stoker Awards at that anymore. They wanted to do their own. Me and Jay Wilburn were there. And when they did the announcement at the Stoker Awards that they were going to do their own thing the following year and blah, blah, blah. And somebody said, well, who's going to pay for all this? Because we're basically, we're here at the World Horror Convention and they pay for everything, you know, it's the city. And then they were like, well, we have enough money in the coffers kind of thing. We're going to do it. And I'm like, oh. So I said to Jay, oh, so then my whatever, however, $75, whatever it was, my yearly thing now is going to go to pay for this BS, which I'm not going to go to. And there's also a lot of other problems. It was basically if you were in their clique, you were getting, a Stoker nomination because you knew somebody. And so I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this crap anymore. And then over the years, I've just heard a lot of bad things about it. And I don't want to be involved in that crap. And what does it really mean? If you win a Stoker Award, it doesn't mean anything. Let's be honest. It doesn't mean a damn thing. But all of these awards, I'm not saying and maybe if you win, I don't know, the Pulitzer, something like that, Nobel Peace Prize, maybe that'll make you a couple bucks, but these other ones don't. More like Stroker Awards. See what Chad did there? You're right. When it says hot, no mustache this time, are good, then I will watch it. Frank says, I try not to read award-winning books. They're always awful, always. Hashtag always. Or says, only Keith got that honor. Keith says, the reign in a mustache humbles me. The World Horror Con Award, muy prestigious. They didn't even have an award. It was still the Stokers. But they basically paid for everything. But now the membership is paying for everything. Haas says, books that win awards are like movies that are highly praised by critics. I don't care about either one. Critics don't like the movies I like to watch, and books I like never get the awards anyway. Exactly. Ryan says, was my mustache intimidating? No, it was just creepy. It was a creep factor. I didn't like on your face. It was off. It was very uncanny valley to me. Keith says, it took me 40 years to fully grow a mustache, and you showed me up in a single night. Matthew in the house, good afternoon. He says, I've liked plenty of movies that critics don't like and dislike tons of books that were praised. I guess I should leave because I got an award for impact. Yeah, and here's the bottom line. And hey, listen, I've won a lot of awards as well, and they don't mean crap. I'm not sitting here going, I won a bunch of where I won a bunch of audiobook awards, and now I sell billions of audiobooks. No. I develop a new genre known as Canny Valley. Yeah, so it's just you understand when you look at something, you know what it is. Wasn't trying to win the award, I just wanted recognition. Everything looks perfectly normal, right? That's just Canny Valley. I trust the Stoker noms and wins as much as I do a King recommendation. Yeah. Although King did praise A Violent Masterpiece by Jordan Harper. And he also, back in the day, shared my baseball book. So they're not all... Steve is not always wrong. Oof. Yeah, that's Stephen R. King guy. That's who we're talking about. He says, I learned what a circle jerk the Stokers were when my short story Tabor made the preliminary ballot, made the story available to judge panel. Only one judge reached out. It didn't stand a chance. Yeah, you got to be in the clique. You have to be one of their people, and then they win, which is ridiculous. King throws blurbs at the wall. I guess with Harper, one of them actually stuck. My book is very niche, and I'm not expecting a lot of readers. I don't know. There's somebody local. She's been to MondoCon a couple times until I started uninviting her. And she has like 3 short stories, horror short stories to her name, but she acts like she is like God's gift to the horror community, and she's on like the HWA panels or whatever. She's always at all these conventions, And I'm just like, why? And she just loves the HWA and how wonderful it is. I'm like, yeah, I don't agree. And I kind of got into an argument with her one year, and I'm like, you haven't been in it long enough and you're in the clique. So you think this means something. It doesn't mean anything. Tracy, I feel the same way about awards, though I'm sending in a short story for the William Faulkner Literary Award this summer. I don't think I'll win, but we'll see. Being in the clique is not the only criteria these days for Stoker, but I'm not getting into that. I'm hurt, Armand. Would you look at it? You looked it up? It's just something is off. When you have a mustache on, it's just something is off. Who are you talking about, Trusted? You want to know who she is. Unless you're in the clique, Charlie. Then you're going to run off and tell her. Bastard. You shouldn't be hurt, Lorraine. You should take that as a compliment. I miss playing Ookie Kookie. So that story is Southern Gothic, not straight up horror, Charlie. Charlie! This is the only clique I care about. This chat right here. There you go. This is our clique. We'll start giving out our own awards. Shortest novel ever goes to, once again, Chad Lutsky. I'm in hundreds of thousands of cliques. People just want me to be in their cliques. Very cool, Matthew. Very cool. This is a retelling of all the other cliques. Just because we have Haas in it, right? Is it Haas? I think it's Haas. It's not horror at all, Lorraine. It has a crime element, but isn't really a crime story either. You guys are my cool kids clique. Yeah. Where the heck is Nick? Been saying that a lot about you lately, Frank. Just here for the atmosphere. Tonight we are making potatoes. Something with potatoes. We have like 3 bags of potatoes. I'm like, you know what? Tonight, my wife's going to be home for dinner after work. Stupid dog. I'm like, you know what we're going to do? Potatoes. Something with potatoes. Maybe we'll slice them. Maybe I'll slice them thin, right? And then I'll throw them in some oil. That'd be good. Haas says, you guys are the only ones who have taken the time to look at my stuff, so I really appreciate all of you. The earth makes potatoes. You just cook them. That is very, you know what? That is very, I stand corrected. I saw a picture of Nick yesterday. I didn't realize he's so young. Haas says, good point. Lorraine, how old do you think Nick is based on that picture? When did I get old enough to be everyone's mother? Well, that's the case. Me and Chad are the fathers here. The secret to great mashed potatoes, milk of magnesium. I'll remember that. I do not like mashed potatoes. It's a texture thing for me. So we will not be making mashed potatoes. I could do sausage, non-Italian sausage and potatoes in the air fryer, but I did that the last time. Mother, tell your children. Defeats the fiber benefit of the potatoes, Frank. Hosher says, no, Frank, no. Type easy. I'm not going to go down this. I'm not going to go down the wormhole and go through all of them, but I just do want to look what to do with potatoes. Fortune easy recipes to use up a bunch of potatoes. See, the problem is they're no big potatoes. They're like the small. There's a bag of the small red potatoes. I think there's two that are halfway decent, and then a lot of the smaller potatoes. What about crispy Parmesan potatoes? What about that, he says. Frank says, I never ate a potato for its fiber benefit. Shepherd's pie, not a fan of that. Potato skins. That could be an option. Yeah, thin slice with tons of butter. Potatoes are just the place I put butter and bacon bits. Without the potato, I'm just eating butter and bacon bits, which are delicious, right? You melt some butter, you throw some bacon bits in it, suck it up with a straw. I am not a shepherd's. Again, a lot of this stuff for me is a texture thing. I do not like creamy and smooth foods. I do not like mashed potatoes at all. Whenever my wife makes mashed potatoes, like if we have company and stuff, she always grabs a handful of them, puts them in a bowl before she mashes them up that are cooked, and then that's mine. And then one time on Thanksgiving, somebody's like, oh, can I have some of these potatoes? I'm like, no, those are my potatoes. Eat the mashed potatoes. Does anyone remember eating bags of potato skins? Those were delicious. You couldn't eat a lot of them, though. I remember you get this weird taste in your mouth after a while. I remember those. It's better with sour cream and taking the meat out, making it mashed, than replacing it in the skin, then add chives on top. My wife will make, like if we get a bigger potato, she'll make them, and we'll put like broccoli with cheese, or she'll put chili. Like we'll stuff it with something like that. I do not eat sour cream. Again, texture. So my wife will. The pic made him look no older than 30, right? But you know what, Nick? 72 years old. No. Nick is in his mid to late 40s. When I first met him, two things I thought about Nick. I'm not judging. I thought he was a lot younger, and I thought he was into men. He swears he has a girlfriend. I've seen a picture of her. He swears he is not. He is heterosexual. So I'm not judging him. You just get that feeling. Frank says, "Do you have a problem getting smooth jazz down?" It depends on how smooth it is. If I'm listening to a radio station, when I used to work selling shoes, Dalberg's wide width shoes in Matawan, New Jersey, the only station we were allowed to play in the store was the smooth jazz. And every 5 minutes, the guy would go, smooth jazz. And then they would play smooth jazz. And so for 8 to 10 hours a day, all you would listen to is, I'm like, is this the same song still for an hour and a half? Or is this quartered red potatoes with tons of butter and chives? Can you handle Cool Whip, Armand? I'm not a huge fan. Now, we had cookies in the house, and last night my wife dips Chips Ahoy cookies in the Cool Whip, and she eats it that way. But again, it's a texture thing for me. I don't like the texture of Cool Whip. And ranch on top. I don't like the flavor or the texture of ranch. Charlie says, so am I the youngest person here? How old are you, Charlie? And I'll let you know. Haas thinks so. How about lumpy mashed potatoes like I made when I'm feeling lazy? No, I don't like because it's you still got the creamy. She'll take the lumps before she mashes it, and then I'll eat that. I like that. Chad says, "Not sure, Charlie. I'm only 27. You look awful for 27. Didn't you say you would just turn 40, Charlie? Or am I remember that wrong? 39. He's on the good side of 40. Frank says, Cool Whip is weird. I agree. I might make these tonight. Crispy Parmesan roasted potatoes. But I'm sure there's just normal things that, and I'm sure it's going to be some ridiculous thing in this. 40 in September, so you're about to turn the corner. The 40 plus crowd, yeah. So what are the ingredients for this? Olive oil, garlic cloves, kosher salt, black pepper, cayenne optional, parsley, 1.5 pounds yellow baby new potatoes cleaned and patted dry, 2 ounces of grated Parmesan. I think I could do this. I won't use cayenne. I won't use cayenne. I won't use parsley either. Parsley. Yeah, it takes 25 to 35 minutes. All right, you know what? That might be the way to go here. That might be the way to go. Chad says Charlie bought it. Day made. Gonna tell my wife someone thought I was 27 today. Troy says, but I have the knees and shoulders of an 87,000-year-old. That's not good. If Chad gets to claim being 27, I'm going to for broken claim 39 for myself. If Chad claims 27, Lorraine, you're 25. You don't look a day over 26 and 5/8 to me, Chad. Quartered red taters, dill, Evo. I don't call it Evu. I call it Evil. I don't call it that either. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do crispy potatoes tonight. That doesn't really seem like just a meal, though, you know? I think that's the problem with it. It's like a lot of salads. I don't like potato gratin either. Yeah, whatever. Maybe I'll just sit to my wife. Let's go for dinner. Let's go out for dinner. We haven't had date night in forever. It's Wednesday night. Date night. I'll figure out these potatoes tomorrow. I'll have them for lunch. Of course, then we got to figure out where we going. Then where are we going for dinner? Those of you who are 50 plus here, do not look at 50 equals 40 these days. Well, for some people, authors I like. Talking about salads and baked potatoes makes me think of the opening song on Exodus' Pleasures of the Flesh album. Listen, Chad, if I wanted to listen to Exodus, I'll just listen to Exodus. Chad, have you heard the Accept 50-year tribute songs yet? Fast as a Shark with Phil Anselmo singing, Kirk Hammett on guitar, Mickey D on drums, and Billy Sheehan on bass. It's a pretty good version. I think it's probably going to be. It's probably on Spotify. I think it's. I think I saw it on YouTube. Except 50th anniversary album. I think this is somebody from like Ghost that's going to be on there or something. I've heard none of those songs yet. We'll definitely check it out, but still pointed there's no Screaming for a Love Bite or Midnight Mover. Yeah, those are some great freaking songs. Yeah. Yeah, I've only heard that one. I've only heard that one song so far. If my frowns don't stop digging a Grand Canyon on my forehead between my eyes, I might just have to check it out. Nah. I'm just talking to another author that I've worked with before. She's on her way to StokerCon, but she just had her face Botoxed again for the dozenth time. She's like, when you start getting older, and I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I like the wrinkles on my face. A couple gray hairs. You see, got a couple gray hairs coming in. Haas says you don't need it, Lorraine. You know what you need, Lorraine? No mustache and a cowgirl hat. That's all you need. Get through life. For instance, I wore an Anthrax shirt to physical therapy this morning. The kid asked, "Is that like a band?" I remember wearing a Slayer shirt into a gas station years ago, and the kid behind the counter, he looked like he was like 12. He's like, "I've heard of them." I'm like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Yeah, maybe should I listen to them?" I said, "Well, I'm wearing their shirt, so obviously I like them." Yeah, maybe I'll listen to them. Then he pulled out his phone and I don't know if he sent himself I don't know what he was doing. And I'm like, I just want, I just want to buy this bag of donuts. There's our, yep, internet is back. Chad says, we're listening to The Creature of the Night yesterday and forgotten just how awful they are. How dare you, Chad? That is a great album. Front to back, amazing. Smoke and Mirrors, Haas. Smoke and Mirrors. I'd be like, yeah, they're an old band. Yeah, Charlie says, wrong, Chad. Who is this? What are you stopping in front of my little free library for? Probably to look at it, get some books. Is this the lady who just drops off 1,000 books? Yes, she is. It looks like she got a kid with her today. Maybe they'll actually take a book or two. Come on, hurry this up. I got things to do. Oh, that's like a baby. What are you doing? Kid better have a diaper on. All right, so she's looking. She got a kid's book in her hand. She better not be putting it in the top library. So this morning, my wife, on her way to work, when she left, she called. She's like, the library, the top, it's open. So I went out there to close it, and there was a bunch of kids' books in the top, but there was more than enough room in the bottom. I'm like, you can't figure this out, you dumb people. Chez, I'm just trying to get Frank's goat with the kiss back. That hurts me way more than it hurts Frank on that specific album. Ched does not hate that record. The chick who was working tried to make me feel better by saying, I think I've heard of them. She's in her 30s. Wow. I can see how a mustache might age me a bit, yeah. Don't listen to these people, Lorraine. You look great in a mustache. Haas, no. No, it was Uncanny Valley. Really weird. She's looking for more of those Chad and Mary Lutzky's kids' books. You know, I did notice, though, that Keith's book was back in the little free library. Somebody had taken it when he'd first sent it to me. And but no, Chad, your book was not in there. I went through it. But sure to return. I really gone through either of those in a while. We're thinking about buying new ones because we didn't properly seal them, and they've been out for like 6 years, and they're getting a lot of cracks and stuff. All right, close it up. Don't have the kid climbing on it, breaking my little free library. I do have the uncanny ability to weird some people out now and again. Thanks, Oz. At least I can't grow one for real. No, you'll be in your 70s when you can start growing that in. That's what always freaks me out. Old ladies, old Italian ladies with full mustaches. That's just creepy. Art says, don't worry, you guys are still in your 20s. I believe it. Did she take a book? No, she did not take a book. So she basically just put a book in, but she did not take one. For instance, in my head, I'm still in my 20s, or sometimes my 30s or 40s if I need to be taken seriously. Keith says, yeah, readers. We bought my, I don't think my mother's going to be watching this, or my daughter. We bought my mother a little free library, which came in yesterday. We're going to, but one of the composite ones, so you don't need to do anything with it. You don't need to seal it or anything. We just got to put it together. We're going to put that together probably tonight, unless we go to dinner. And Saturday, we're going to go down there and surprise her. I got the post. We're going to say, Mom, where do you want this thing? Happy birthday from February, or Merry Christmas, or you know what? Next week is Flag Day. This is for Flag Day. Lorraine says, Armand, you made me laugh so hard my stomach hurts. Well, my job here is done then. So my mother will get a kick out of the people in the area coming to see her little free library. Yeah, Happy New Year to you too, Keith. Flag Day next Sunday, 14th, Flag Day. Probably my most favorite of all holidays. My daughter's like, what do you want to do for Father's Day? I'm like, be by myself. She's like, no, we're going to take you to lunch. I'm like, all right, we'll go to lunch. Imagine if you put a seal in it, all the books would get wet. If the seal was wet, yeah. You dry off the seal. You take the seal out of the ocean. You dry the seal with a towel. Then you put it inside. Sometimes if the seal's ornery, you got to club it. Calm it down a little bit. I'm too anxiously vain to ever let that happen to me, Armand. That's a good thing. I dated a woman who was probably about 7 or 8 years older than me. So she was already in her probably almost 50. And she had a lot of hair on her face. But we would sit there on the couch at night watching TV, and I would kind of turn my back because she would have tweezers and she'd be like plucking all of her various hairs. I'm like, I don't like that. I don't want you to have a mustache or a beard, but I also don't want to watch. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see how the sausage is made. You know what I'm saying? Just look presentable. Nobody wants to see me sitting here getting all the hair out of my ears, but sometimes I got to do it. The hell is Nick? I can't find a little free library around here, so maybe I should start dropping my book off in front of actual libraries. Art says too fuzzy for you. There's no little free library. I bet I could find one. I'm going to find one right now for you. I'm going to tell you how many there are. He says, Armand, I think your next nonfiction book should be a self-help for dating, right? Basically, don't date anybody who thinks like I do. I think you'll be fine. I'm going to open this map into a larger thing. Where do they even have me right now? I'm going to search Athens, Georgia. Not Georgius. I'm going to say there are 50 of them in your area. 50. For instance, there's usually way more than what's on the map. Yeah, you have to, like, we'll go and we'll hit an area, and then every now and then we'll find one or two that they didn't pay like the $30 to put them on the map. Not fair. A commercial just cut off the beginning of your story on it. What the hell was that? Let me know when you're back, Lorraine. I'm going to tell you exactly where these libraries are. Remember, you only got to watch 33 seconds of commercials. I don't even know what story I was telling. Now I'm just waiting for Lorraine. Blame it on Lorraine. I'll get in some writing until Lorraine comes back. Nope. $50, yeah, $50. If you go on littlefreelibrary.org and go to the map thing, I'm a town over from Athens, and I rarely get over the border. Which way from Athens are you? Are you in North Valley? Westchester? Green Acres? That's the place to be. Whitehall? I'll look it up. If you have an iPhone, you can look it up there, and it'll tell you where they are. You can put 5 miles, 10 miles, whatever. Are you near the Burger King? The ads are incessant today. It's because you haven't been on. They're like trying to make up for it. Are you near Cali and Tito's? Near Southeast Clark Park? Are you near the Bear Hollow Zoo? Or the Target? The ads are in set the ads themselves or just the amount of them? Because, there is a difference. I just got an ad for He-Man. Can't wait to see that. I do not want to see that. I wasn't a He-Man fan back in the day either. Lauren, are you near the Sam's Club? I've been meaning to look up little free libraries in my area too, but I keep forgetting. Well, Charlie, you got to do it. Whenever we go anywhere on vacation, we bring a couple of. Speaking of He-Man present, Nick's in the house finally. Whenever we go on vacation anywhere, we always bring a crate or two of books with us, and then my wife puts it on the iPhone. I don't have an iPhone. She puts it on her iPhone, and then we drive around and go to all of them. That's what we normally do on a Wednesday night. We'll hit all those. I'm back, but I didn't recognize the areas. Are you near Clarksboro? Are you near Attica? Ashland? Arnoldsville? I mean, I'm looking at a lot of them. I used to shout, "I have the power," then proceed to rip ass Cleveland. There you go. Again, ladies in the present. There's a lady present, and Lorraine she's also a lady present. Green Acres, that works. Let me go back to Green Acres area. I'm going to give you I got to find it again. Green Acres, right there. There's one literally in Green Acres. 325 Rumson Road. Nikki Spears. There's two right here on College Station Road. 3 of them actually there. 145 Watson Drive. 330 University Circle. At 330 College Circle. There's three literally right there. Then what's this one, Lorraine? What's this one? That's the Rumson Road one. We already did that one. And then they go out. They go out from there. 319 McDuffie Drive. There's a lot of them. There's a bunch. Go on your phone and look them up. There's a lot of them. Chaz, I swear Nick sits in here for 20 minutes looking for the perfect segue. Yep. You can search Google Maps for little free libraries too. You can, yeah. But if you have an iPhone, you go on Little Free Library, you download their app, and it gives you all the information about them, gives you a picture of them. If you've checked in there before, how many check-ins have there been, if there's any notes, you put your own notes, you can say you took books, you gave books. It's very exciting. Yeah, Nick is very sneaky. No reason, could be. Bear Hollow works too, but Athens is weird. A few feet in the wrong direction, you need to carry a weapon. Watkinsville. Yeah, there's a bunch here. There is a bunch. There's a bunch in Watkinsville. (1081) Katy Lane in Watkinsville. Christian Lake HOA. It's a subdivision, common area. New High Shoals Road. 143 New High Shoals Road. And what's this one here? There's two of them right close to each other. 68 Jackson Street. It says this was our town's first little free library. I built it to resemble our cottage style home. Please come and enjoy. People always say that. It's like, yeah, this other one's been here for 5 more years. You're a liar. 113 Coleham Ferry Road in Watkinsville, Georgia. So yeah, there's 4 or 5 of them there. Choice, I'm going to try to remember to look it up after the stream. You should. Nick once waiting 14 hours for someone to bring down a side road. Those side roads get a little iffy, right? Hey, Nick, you handsome devil. Armand, you've watched my channel. You know I don't get out much. I forget you sexy beast. Yeah, but you know what? When your son's like, I want to go for a ride, you throw him in the back seat, and you say, we're going to take a ride. I want to take the Cold Ham Ferry now. Yeah. I prefer warm ham, though, to be honest with you. So there you go. So there's a bunch in your area there, Lorraine. So once you get copies of your book, you can hit a couple of those. When I'm out and about my son, I have to stay in the vehicle so he doesn't go all Houdini on me. True. You'll figure it out. Room temperature ham. Yeah, I don't like when you put ham in the fridge. Like, you can leave it, if you make a ham and then it cools down, you just sit on the counter, I'll eat that all day. But once you put it in the fridge, I'm like, I got to warm this up now. Christian Lake is right near me. Well, there you go. There are quite a few of them. Okay, if I ever make any of you mad enough to hunt me down, forget that. You piss me off, Lauren. You know what? I'm gonna start at Christian Lake and I'm just gonna burn everything to the ground in concentric circles. So new season of Skinwalker Ranch, still just drone shows and rockets? Yeah, very much so. Very, very much so. But we got bigger drones. We got bigger rockets. We're still having the same problems. But yeah, 2 episodes into this new season is the same crap. 2 episodes in, no dragon, no mention of him. Charlie says, I always let it sit on the counter for a bit first. Cheese too. See, I'll eat, like the ham comes out, I'm going to start eating that thing. But then I get to a point where I'm like, all right, I'm done for a little while. I'm done with the ham. But do not put it in the refrigerator. Or if you're going to put it in the refrigerator, cut me some slices, just put it on a plate on the counter, and I'll eat it when I eat it. Thanks for checking on that for me. You know what? Hopefully at some point you'll be able to just go, I'm going to go for a drive without anybody bothering me. I'll be back in a month. Chicken dumpling meatballs. Oh, wrapped in rice paper. I think I had rice paper lying around. If I said to my wife, hey, put on my shopping list rice paper, she'd say, what the hell are you making? I don't know. They said they have something here called hot ham rolls. It's a big bag of hot ham and a bag of rolls. The people love it. You put the hot ham on the rolls, I would imagine. That's my, if there's any ham or any of the meats left after Thanksgiving, which there's usually not. But my wife last year, she made an extra ham and then she put it away. And then the next day, she and I had ham sandwiches, Hawaiian rolls. And then you just cut the ham and then you just pile ham onto the Hawaiian rolls. Oh, those are so good. Frank says, love me some rice paper. Sometimes you just go to Wawa and you're like, yeah, you guys are out of rice paper. I just need a box of rice paper and some hot sauce. Lunch. Yes, they give you each so you can slab on as much ham on each roll. That, you know what? That's not a bad thing. I mean, unless you don't like ham or you don't like bread. Unless you don't like breaded ham. Then maybe it's not a good thing. For those in the know, I sent out a MondoCon email this weekend, so look it over. You're coming, right, Frank? You get me a little worried. Shelly, especially. Shelly's like, Frank better be coming. I mean, not that she doesn't like Nick or Chuck or Tom or anybody. She enjoys Frank being here. 8 is great. I don't even know what that means. Never heard of slabbing on ham. Is that a Wisco thing? Sounds like a Wisco thing. Airfare is woof. Woof, there it is. Again, if you got to come in early, if you got to come in like Wednesday night, come in Wednesday night. If you can't leave until Tuesday, don't leave till Tuesday. I have no problem with any of those things. If you got to come in the middle of the night, come in the middle of the night. Just be here for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Nick says, yes, it is, Frank. I'm waiting on a credit voucher to kick in to buy my ticket. Why don't you make it easier? Nick, you drive to New Jersey. Pick Frank up. On your way down, pick up Chuck. Chuck will drive from Knoxville, and the 3 of you can get here. And don't forget to bring your dogs and cats. Yeah. I'd say hopefully by then this other dog will be gone. But by this weekend, this other dog better be gone. My truck brings a truck big enough to block traffic. I think he still has that truck. So I think we're good. No buses shall get past Chuck. That's why you got to book now. Can't wait 8 weeks from now and try to book it. If you drive to Jersey, don't forget to not pump your own gas or you'll end up in jail. Yeah, you do not want. Hey, where are you guys? We're in jail. It's the gas thing. Yeah. Not sure if driving would be cheaper at this point. Yeah. Problem is, then gas is also crazy expensive. So, well, hopefully you boys will figure it out because obviously you have to be here. Nope, nope, nope. Troy says it's crazy. It's about $4 a gallon here, and we're usually a lot cheaper than the rest of the country. It's $4.79 on average over here. I don't know what it is here. Four. I know it's four something. Especially us being close to the airport, it's obviously more. I saw 3.67 per gallon this morning. It's all ridiculous. All of it. I'll throw out there. I want to thank everybody for hitting the subscribe button. I want to thank everybody for watching 30 seconds or more of my ads, for checking out the products that are tagged underneath the description, and just making comments and just being nice people. This is truly my click, your click. So appreciate it. Nick says, getting so expensive, people are filling up their gas tanks with brie. That is, brie is even getting expensive. That's why you got to hurry up and blow up half of Milwaukee and find that treasure. Then you won't have to worry about it. $4.29 in New Jersey. Lorraine says high threes here. $3.96 is the gas at Buc-ee's. $3.98. So we're almost $4. Hey, as long as it's not you putting the debris in your tank, you'll be fine. Yeah. Yeah. Stop complaining. In other words, is what he said. Don't throw up. Oh, my fucking cat. She eats really, really fast, and then she pukes it everywhere. But she just did right in the middle of the floor. Let that cool down a little bit. That's gross. Cats are gross. Still better than dogs. Put my watch back on. No respect. Yeah, no respect is right. You can't do that. Go in the litter box, or I don't know, garbage can. You know how to get up on the counter. It's disgusting. Animals are gross. All right, people. I think I'm going to wrap this up. I wrote 685 words on this this opening chapter here so far. I wrote about 500 words this morning on my other things. So, thanks to that, a cat puke in the litter box once. He'll always be my favorite for that, right? That's you appreciate that. For those recently asking, nobody asked. Neon Owl 2 Sunset Squeeze will be out a week from this Friday. If you haven't read the first one, you want the Kindle version, wait until the 12th, and it'll be on sale. Frank says, nice. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap this up. I guess I'm going to go clean up some cat puke. That's what I want to do with my afternoon. 79 degrees right now. Very, very windy, which is nice. Probably a nice breeze. Maybe I'll go sit on the back porch on the veranda and get some reading in. Or more than likely, I'll go lie down. Chess says, have a good day, everyone. Everybody have a great day. I will see you on Friday. Positive Friday. I will not be on tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be relaxing, getting some writing in, shooting some videos. My writing video will be up later on. I'm going to use a fancy awning. Why have a fancy awning if you're not going to use it? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. All right. So I'll see everybody on Friday. We will do this. We will do this then. We will make this all happen. All right. Go check out some little free libraries in your area. Put some of your books in them. Put some of my books in them. Put somebody's books. See you later, Nick.